All right, so moving on to our next Patreon request, and this one comes from my good friend Jason Voorhees 2011, who asked me to do a three-way crossover between K-pop Demon Hunters, Hellboy, and Inuyasha. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the second tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, I hope you all enjoy this, and let's get started with the video. So the story, is that Huntrix is on its next tour. They are now in Tokyo, Japan. They're starting their next world tour. This is one of their major stops, and there's basically a lot of everyone in Tokyo's going nuts because Huntrix is in the city. It's their shows tonight. There's just nothing but talk about it. And among those people is Kagome, who managed to score a few tickets from a sweepstakes. And her plus one was, of course, Inuyasha, who Inuyasha doesn't really understand a lot of modern day music. He's like, I've never been a music guy to begin with, but okay, they're just jumping around and singing and doing dancing. Are they trying to summon a demon or something? And Kagome's like, oh my god, Kami, give me strength. So Kagome's like, no, it's fun, it's entertainment, and you've been in this time. You come to my timeline every so often. You don't really get a lot of culture. And he's like, that's culture? And she's like, I will tell you to sit in a heartbeat. He's like, all right, we'll go. But I don't like it. And he's like, do I have to wear the hat? And she's like, of course. So we cut back. We cut over to Huntrix, who they're getting ready for tonight and everything. And that's when their manager Bobby comes in, and he's like, hey girls, you have a guest. And they're like, well, who is it? We didn't really have any interviews until later tonight. So, I mean, a little before the show. So is it someone important? And they're like, and Bobby's like, it's a bit important. I think you might know him. He says he knows you. He says he knows you. And I don't want to keep him waiting. And they're like, well, let him in. That person is Hellboy. And now immediately you think, oh no, Hellboy's here, and they're going to have a misunderstanding and fight. Or Huntrix is going to be confused of what's going on. Nope. Instead, Huntrix, Rumi, May, Zoe, all of them, they immediately just go, Hellboy! And he's like, hi, girls! So they all have this big hug. And here is where we get some background. Basically what it is that the BPRD helped train the girls in combat. Basically, Rumi's aunt, and most of the girls who are connection to the Han Moon and everything else. There's ever since the Second World War, where Japan, when Japan occupied Korea, the BPRD has been helping the priestesses and their song to keep the Han Moon alive, to keep a demonic incursion from happening. Basically, the girls have been a defense on the eastern flank of the world, and the BPRD has also been helping track weak spots in the Han Moon. They also helped with training, and the person who helped train the most was Hellboy. Hellboy also knows that Rumi is a half-demon, but this is after the movie's end, so he always knew, but he always kept it a secret. So Hellboy is like, hey girls, I was in town. They're like, what are you doing in Japan? And he's like, oh, I had to deal with a Kappa problem. They called me in to deal with it. And I thought I'd stay, watch the show. Is that cool? And they're like, yeah, you can have, VIP tickets, everything. You can even join us for, for dinner later. And he's like, oh, awesome. It's going to be a great night. So Hellboy's there. The show's getting ready. Kagome and Inuyasha get into the crowds. Show's about to start, and Inuyasha is already kind of antsy. He's already sensing something just doesn't feel right here. I'm sensing demonic aura, and Kagome's like, yeah, but that's probably coming from you, or you're just and he's like, don't you sense it too, Kagome? Any kind of demonic aura? And she's like, it's a little there, but I'm imagining it's just you. There aren't any, there's no danger here. And he's like, whatever. So, but he's gonna already Inuyasha's feeling antsy. He's already feeling like something's going on. So the show starts. Everyone's going nuts for Huntrix. They're doing all the songs. Hellboy's in the back, like this is cool. The problem is Inuyasha can sense the demonic aura resonating from Rumi. Now he doesn't know about the girls and their importance with the Hun Moon and everything else. He just senses a demonic energy coming from Rumi, and in his head he's already like, there's something, and already because he's an idiot, Inuyasha's a fucking idiot. He's like, he doesn't fully understand that like their singing is like beloved. He thinks it's like some kind of hypnotism because again, Inuyasha's a fucking moron. So he's like he's basically like looking at all the girls, even Kagome, and he's thinking, oh no, they're all being mind controlled. I gotta stop this. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Tetsaiga with him. Kagome made him leave it at home. So he doesn't have Tetsaiga, but he's like, I'm gonna find a way to save Kagome and save these people. So he's like, I gotta use the restroom real quick. So he like sneaks out of the stadium. He's trying to go around and find a way to get backstage. He's like sneaking past people, like climbing on rafters and stuff. And that's when he senses the demonic aura even more. And even on top of that, since Inuyasha is a demon, he can see the Han Moon, but he doesn't know what that is. It's a different kind of demonology from him. So he thinks this is all some kind of horrible trap. He's like, I gotta work fast. I gotta take out those demons on the stage first, as fast as I can. However, he senses the demonic aura even stronger, and he's like, what is that? And he's like, that demonic aura you're feeling, pal? Yeah, it's probably me. And Inuyasha's like, who? And he just sees this giant fist come punch him in the face. And he's like, I don't know who you are, Fido, but, like Hellboy's lighting a cigar. He's like, I don't know who you are, Fido, but, you picked the wrong, stadium to bust. And Inuyasha's like, I don't know who you are, demon, but I'm going to take, I may not have my sword, but I'll tear you apart with my own claws. And he's like, all right, pal. I'm not because Hellboy thinks Hellboy thinks Inuyasha is like some kind of demonic entity here on behalf of the Demon King to take out Huntrix. Have you not put together that I'm not taking this story? This isn't like a world-ending kind of story. It's all a comedy of errors. So Inuyasha and Hellboy get into a big fight backstage, and they're just throwing down. And again, Inuyasha thinks, if I had Tetsaiga, this would be so much easier. I got to depend on I got to depend on my own skills. And even Hellboy's like, guy's fast, but he ain't faster than a bullet, and just starts shooting at him. And he's like, oh crap, I gotta time my shots because I might hit something. So they're just, like, Huntrix is still like, Rumi and the others, they're all like still playing. They're still doing songs. Kagome's like, oh man, Inuyasha has been in the bathroom a long time. I wonder what's going on back there. And sure enough, the fight between Inuyasha and Hellboy breaks out on stage. They come falling from the rafters, still like beating the crap out of each other. And Kagome's just like, why? Why do you do this? Why? So Huntrix has to stop because now they're like, oh my god, this dog monster thing is this dog man is attacking our friend. Also, if you're wondering like where we are is like, why is anyone freaked out about Hellboy? That isn't Inuyasha. That's because we're going by comic books, so people by Dark Horse Comics. So in here, people know who Hellboy is. He's been around since World War II. So people are like, oh, it's Hellboy. So Huntrix jumps in to try to like break up the fight, and Kagome has to be like, I'm gonna kill it. And she just shouts, sit, boy! And immediately he goes down, and she's just saying, sit, 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 over and over again, because Kagome has fucking had it with him. He ruined the show. People are running out of the stage, things like that. Twitter, social media's going nuts over this. And everyone's just like, what the? And Kagome's just like, what did you do? Why did you do this? And he tells him about the Han Moon and everything else. So Huntress has to be like, no, we're not that at all. And he's like, oh yeah, we'll explain this, demon. And he shows off all of Rumi's marks. And Hellboy puts a gun to Inuyasha's head, and he's like, I'm going to ask you not to touch the girl again. So Inuyasha's about to start a fight again, and Kagome just goes, fucking sit! Drops him again, and she's just like, I am so sorry about him. So Rumi and the others have to explain what this is, like what it is and all that. And yes, Rumi is half demon and all that, but they have to, you know, they still protect the Han Moon from demonic energy and stuff like that. Inuyasha explains that, yeah, I'm half demon too, and Hellboy's just like, a lot of that half demon crap going on, isn't it? So Kagome's just thoroughly embarrassed because she's she's now been embarrassed by Inuyasha in front of her favorite K-pop group and also the one of the top agents of the BPRD. And he's like, Hellboy's like, hey, Higurashi, you said your last name was Higurashi? And she goes, yeah. That boner eater's well. Yes, he climbed out of it. It's a time travel well. And he's like, I knew you forget. Hellboy's just like, I forgot where we left that. He's like, I forgot where that was. Like, thanks. So, you'll be getting some calls from the BPRD tomorrow. But yeah, so everyone understands what's going on, and Kagome's just she's just so pissed at Inuyasha, and that's when Rumi goes, how about this? How about you guys come to dinner with us, and we'll take some pictures, things like that, and have a good night. And Kagome's just like, thank you. So everyone goes to dinner. Hellboy, Inuyasha, Kagome, Huntrix, they all bond and have food, and it's a great time. So there you go, guys. That is the K-pop Demon Hunters Inuyasha Hellboy crossover. I want to thank Jason Voorhees 2011 for this Patreon request as well as continued patronage. And yeah, I thought it'd be kind of like, well, let's go into the world thing or some kind of crisis. But then I thought, no, let's have fun with it. Like, let's do something fun with it. And that's what I decided to do. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.